Hi, my name is Billy Flowers, and welcome to my channel where I talk about velocity banking and how we can use this strategy to massively pay off debt. And before I get started, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get to it. So in this scenario, it's a pretty good one. We're going to be talking about how to pay off a credit card and a car. So let's not waste any time. So first off, we're going to start off with our four key numbers. We have our income at $7,000. Our expenses are at $5,800. Our debt is at $55,000, and our cash flow is currently at $1,200. So we do have a credit card for $20,000 at $800 per month with a 25% interest rate. Yeah, this credit card costs more per month than our car. And speaking of the car payment, the car is for $35,000. It's a Honda, brand new 2025 Honda Accord, and the monthly payment is $596.55. It does have a 6.99% interest rate, and the term is for 72 months or 6 years. Now, we do have a debt tool, a line of credit, and we have a pretty good one for $15,000 at a 15% interest rate, and it will equate to about $600 a month, maybe less, but we're just going to go with $600 a month. And if we broke that down in interest, if you only paid this minimum monthly payment of $600 a month, it will run $2,250 for the first year, $187.50 for each month, and $6.16 per day. So since this credit card is for $20,000 and our line of credit is for 15, rather than me use the whole 15, I'm just going to use 10 at a time. So we're going to take $10,000 at first, and we're going to put it on the credit card. So this credit card is going to go down to $10,000. So what else is going to go down? If we cut this credit card in half, what else is going to go down? You think this monthly payment is going to get cut in half as well? Well, of course it is. So the monthly payment on the credit card should be cut in half. So this is going to turn into $400, right? And now, since our credit card payment is cut in half, that means that we have $400 freed up. So our expenses are also going to go down $400, right? As shown over here, we have $5,800 in expenses. If it goes down $400, now our expenses are at $5,400. And what other number is going to go up? That most important number? What else are we going to? We're going to get that cash flow, right? So the cash flow is going to go up $400 as well. So now that's going to put us up at $1,600 a month. Because remember, we're no longer paying the full $800 per month. Now we're only paying $400. So that $400 is turning into cash flow. So let's see how this is done. So in month one, we're going to take $10,000 from our line of credit, and we're going to put it on the credit card to cut it in half. And then our income is immediately going to go into the line of $7,000. It's going to draw the balance all the way down to $3,000. And then we're going to have our new expenses of $5,400 come out of the line, and it's going to drive the balance back up to $8,400. Now, since we're only using $10,000, instead of the monthly payment of the high interest rate, of the interest rate being $187.50, it's only going to be $125 because 15% of $10,000 is $125. So that's what I'm going to be using as the interest, because remember, I like using the interest off the high beginning balance at the beginning of the month. So we're going to use 125 of interest. It's going to raise the balance up to $8,525 at the end of month one. Then month two, we're just going to repeat the same process. We have our income going in of $7,000, lowering the balance all the way down to $1,525. Then our expenses are going to come out of $5,400, raising the balance up to $6,925. Now the interest off of this beginning balance up here, this $85.25, is going to be $106.56. Then the balance is going to raise up to $7,031.56 at the end of month two. Month three, we're going to have our income going in, lowering the balance all the way down to $31.50. Income or expenses going in, or expenses coming out, raising the balance up to $5,431.56. The interest that we're going to get charged, $87.09. Balance of $5,519.46 is going to be it at the end of month three. Now, since our balance is lower than our income that we're going to put in, you know what time it is. It's flip time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have on the board, I'm going to have the expenses come out first, and then our income come out second, just so you can see when the line actually goes down to zero, and we're doing less math, so you'll be less prone to mistakes. Because if I did this the regular way, like I always say, you're gonna have to put in the exact amount, or we're gonna have a difference, and then you're gonna have to add that difference, and then, or you can just go into negative numbers, but then you have to deal with negative numbers. So this way on the board, you actually see the line go down to zero, and there's less math, which means you're prone to less mistakes. So in month four, I'm just going to have the expenses come out first of $5,400, raising the balance up to $10,919.46. And the income of $7,000 is going to go into the line, lowering the balance down to $3,919.46. Interest, $68.99, raising the balance up to $3,988.45 at the end of month four. And to make this clear, like I always do, our expenses are including the monthly payment and all the rest of the bills that we pay during the month. We're not stopping. We're not going to quit paying our car payment. We're not going to quit paying our mortgage, or our rent, or our gas, or our electric. This expense number includes all of that, including the new lower monthly payment, all of it. Just want to make that clear. We're not going to stop paying any bills. This expense number includes all the bills that you pay. So in month five, we're going to have our expenses come out first again of $5,400, raising a balance up to $9,388.50. Then our income of $7,000 is going in. The balance is going to be $2,388.15. Interest, $49.86. And the balance is going to be $2,438.31 at the end of month five. Month six, expenses coming out, income going in, balance now, $838.31, interest of $30.48, raising the balance up to $868.79 at month six. Month 7, we have our expenses coming out, right, of $5,400, raising the balance up to $6,268.79. Now, what haven't we done so far this month? We had our expenses come out, so what has to go in? Our income, of course. But there's only $6,268.79 that we have to put into the line of our $7,000. So what are we going to do? We're going to put that exact amount in. Okay. We're going to zero this line out, right? End of month 7. Let me repeat. End of month 7. We're done. Half the credit card of $10,000 is paid off in 7 months. 7 months, and we still got some money left in the bank account, but I'm not even going to factor in that. So what are we going to do now? We're going to repeat the same process, but even though we've been paying $400 this entire 7 months, I'm just going to stick with the $10,000 balance that we have left on the card. I'm just going to go there because you're going to beat these numbers, but I'm just going to stick with the $10,000. And if we take $10,000 and pay off the card, what's going to happen? Well, our expenses are going to go down $400, right? Because now we're not paying this is no longer a bill. This is gone. The credit card is gone, free and clear. So that's going to put our expenses all the way down to $5,000 now, right? Now, and also, what's going to happen too? We're going to get some more cash flow. So 1,600 plus 400 turns into that sweet $2,000 of cash flow. Now we have $2K of cash flow to pay off this remaining $10,000. So let's see how this is done. Same deal. We're going to have our income going in, lowering the balance down to $3,000. Now our expenses are $5,000, and the balance is going to go up to $8,000. Remember, the 125 is off of this at 15%, $10,000. We're going to get charged, raising the balance up to $8,125 at the end of month 1. Month 2, same deal. Income in, expenses out. $6,125 is the balance. $101.56 is the interest. $6,226.56 is the balance at the end of month 2. So month 3, since our balance is lower than our income, it's flip time. You know what time it is. So we're going to have our expenses come out first, just on the board. You're still going to pay your bills the same way. Our expenses of $5,000 is coming out, raising the balance up to $11,226.56. Remember, this line is for $15K, so we have plenty of room. Then our income of $7,000 is going into the line, lowering the balance all the way down to $4,226.56. $77.83 is getting charged in interest, remember, off of the high beginning balance. The balance is going to be $4,304.39 at the end of month 3. Month 4, we have our expenses coming out, our income going in. $2,304.39 is the balance. $53.81 is the interest. $2,358.20 is the balance at the end of month 4. So then we have month 5 here. We have our expenses coming out, raising the balance up to $7,358.20. Income going in, lowering the balance all the way down to $358.20. Interest, $29.48. Balance, $387.68 at the end of month 5. Month 6, we have our expenses coming out of $5,000. Balance is going to raise up to $5,387.68. You see what's there on the board? We're going to have plenty of income left over, because you remember our income is $7,000 for the month. This is $53.87.68. End of month 6, we're done, and we got over $1,000 left, easy, but good $1,600 left in the bank account. We paid off $20,000. First half took 7 months. Second half took 6 months. So we're talking about 13 months. Paid off 20 grand, starting off with $1,200. And you see what happened to our cash flow and our expenses. Our cash flow started at $1,200. Now we're at $2K. Now we're at the full $2K, right? Expenses went down to $5,000. We're sitting pretty right now. Now we have that $2,000 that we can use to tackle that brand new $35,000 Honda Accord, right? And, let's go ahead and calculate the interest. Let's just do this together so you know what's going on in the brain, how to calculate interest on your own. So all you're going to do is you're going to add up all interest that we paid. So we're going to start with the first month of $125 plus $106.56 plus $87.90 plus $68.99 plus $49.86 plus $30.48. Then we're going to go down to the second half, 125 again, plus 101.56 plus 77.83 plus 53.81 plus 29.48. And we're going to get $640.90. So this is how much interest that we paid. Oops, this is not a credit card. This is on a line of credit because that's what we use. So $640.90. Now remember, if we want to figure out what percent that we actually paid in interest, we're just going to take this 640, go on Google and type in 640.90 is what percent of how much did we use? $20,000, right? And you're going to type that in, and you're going to get 3.20%. You see that right there? 3.2%. Isn't that crazy? But I thought this line of credit said 15%. Look, we only paid $640.90. Remember, for $10,000 for an entire year, if you're just doing $10,000, that's $1,500, right? And we used $20,000, so if you only paid the minimum monthly payment on $20,000, right, for this line, that would be $3,000 in a year. But let's just say $1,500 if you only use half of it. Look how much we beat that by. And we did this. This was 13 months, mind you. In a year, with just $10,000 paying the minimum monthly payment, you're paying $1,500 a year. And on the full $15K, you're paying $2,250 a year if you only did the minimum monthly payment. You see this? 3.2%. And it says 15%. That's why I love using these lines of credit. That's why when you leverage your income and you put all of your income into these lines of credit and you only take out your expenses and your cash flow stays into the line, which drives down interest costs, that's what you end up paying. And remember, this was even on the high interest costs that I calculate every month. And it didn't even factor in the credit card rewards as well. So we'll probably be in the 2% if I factor all that in. Isn't that crazy? But this is just tackling the credit card. So in the next video, you're gonna have to stay tuned, because what we're gonna do next, we're gonna pay off that 2025 $35,000 Honda Accord. So stay tuned for that one. So I just want to thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. And like I always say, get that cash flow.